boy, and let the man be born.
Good evening, gentlemen. How y'all feeling out there tonight, man? I know I was a little busy. Should have been here Sunday, but Sunday fun day got a hold to me and just wouldn't let me go, if you know what I mean. I'd like to start by giving a shout out to the brothers of the Men First movement. Matt Middens, what's happening with you, my brother? JB the Juggernaut, man, I appreciate you with the $5 super chat, man. He says, showing some love to the Men's First movement, man. I appreciate that for sure. No Country for Old Simps, man. The homie Brandon, what's good, man? Daniel Bell, what's happening? 30-foot ladder, what's going on, man? Andre Jennings, what's good, man? Urel, man, what's good, bro? KJ, what's happening with you, my brother? Patrick Sargent, what's good? MPI, my brother, for sure, man. What's good with you, man? Lil Ernest, what's good, man? What's happening with y'all, man? So I'm glad y'all could join me tonight, man. We have a special breakdown of a few things tonight. But before we get into the meat of it, there's a few things I would like to discuss. And certain things that ran across my desk, and I couldn't just let it pass. For many of you guys, you already know that I resonate with more of the traditional blue collar brothers. Being that, you know, I'm one of you. I started in my career. This month will be 26 years ago. I jumped off the porch, you know, after high school, man, and it's been nonstop ever since. And I often talk about it because I had to really like hone in on my craft to become anything, man. Because when I started, there was a lot of older gentlemen who were in the field, and they didn't really want to show a young bull the ropes because out of fear. They didn't want a young up and coming strong back motherfucker that could get around more than they used to could, taking their jobs. Now I can understand it to a certain degree, but now that I feel like I'm an elder statesman, around the age that they were around that time, there's no substitute for knowledge and wisdom. I argue and say in a lot of cases, that's where you earn your money. It's not the young bull's fault that you didn't optimize your opportunities. You know, you didn't seize the moment. You didn't take the chance to grow and elevate. You were too busy worried about someone taking your fucking job. I often tell a lot of young guys that I've trained, and a lot of them have moved up and excelled far past their wildest dreams, their potential. They've maximized their potential. And I often say, look, man, no one's going to take my job. The only way I would lose it is if I gave it away, or I just quit and bowed out gracefully. But I enjoy my career. It takes a lot of time away from your personal life. It can ruin a lot of, interpersonal relationships, romantic relationships. To a certain degree, man, I think it affected my relationship with my children to a degree, man. You know, when you're not around all the time, man, money is no substitute. And my ambition far out superseded me sacrificing anything to be at home all the time. I would never have reached the goals that I set out for myself. I would have never been in a position to make everyone's life easier if I would have just said, you know what, let me go take a job down at the shipyard making, a decent amount of money, about $80,000 a year. No, I wanted more for my life. And so I really try my best to make that a key point of emphasis with a lot of younger brothers, even older guys. Like it's never too late. As long as you got a heartbeat and you got breath in your body and your body ain't letting you down, then you have an opportunity to go out and grab life by the horns, man. Have ambition and passion and vision for where you want to be. Now, I understand that a lot of the times the people that start the race with you, they're not going to be there at the finish line, and that's okay. That's life, man. Because as long as you're living and breathing, you're going to lose people, where it's willingly walking out of your life or through death. And you have to come to grips with that. I often talk about there is always a level of acceptance that you have to have for your life. Accept the fact that you can't change people. In fact, accept the fact that it's not your responsibility to change people. The only thing in this life that you can really depend on through and through, no matter what, is you. And you have to put yourself in the best position to win. You could call it narcissism. You could call it self-centered. You could call it arrogant, regal. You could call it whatever you want to. But I know for a fact, I've accepted the fact that when I stop, everything around me stops. And that is the life of a man. We make the world easier and comfortable for people to complain about us. Now, you guys know I don't often I don't bring it up at all. I don't bring up clips from Kendra G or balloon pop shows and shit like that, man, because I feel like it can distract you from the messaging. We've seen a lot of people running their mouths on these shows and all this other stuff, man. I mean, we've already addressed that issue. Most of the people that you see running their mouths online have the mental capacity of a 10-year-old. And it's to the point now, attention is currency. So people will run their mouths and say the most ridiculous shit in order to get more popularity, to garner more attention to themselves. Now, I don't have an issue. I'm not going to knock anyone's hustle, but I'm not going to adhere to that information when it applies and apply that shit to my motherfucking life. If you do, that only shows that you are one of those people who have the mental capacity of a child. When I hear people say goofy, stupid shit like men shouldn't date unless they're making $100,000 a year, and then guys will give these people notoriety by making clips and using clips of these people running their damn mouths. And to sit up for an hour or two talking about these dumb bird-brained birds. I'm not going to do that because I could care less. But I will say that guys should really start doing covert operations. Just watch. Don't even really listen to the person that's running their mouths. Go into the comment sections and see who support these messages. And you will see a tremendous amount of people who agree with stupid shit. Now, I'm a black man. I've been black my entire life. There are statistics that say that 6% of black men make over $100,000 a year, even less than women. And people will talk about a gender wage gap. No, it's simply because it's more men in blue collar fields. There are men out there paving the roads and underwater welding and crane operating and heavy equipment operations and all kind of shit that makes the world turn, that makes a substantial amount of money, over $100,000 a year. You don't see very many women out there. So there's where your gender wage gap shit comes in. But if you leave it up to social media, everyone makes over $100K a year. And we know that it's a goddamn lie. Outside of the numbers that you can't count, whether it's the scammer or the trap guy, you know what I'm saying? As out this bitch doing some shit illegally, somebody lying. And now we see, I've dated a guy that made $200,000 a year. I've dated a guy that's over 6 foot and made $200 a year. Where are these people? Why didn't it work out with them? Oh, they cheated, huh? People will say anything online. I would argue and say, prove it. Because it's more lies, more delusion. Now, people are celebrating people who have these failed relationships and they jump out here and pop out with a rebound, whether it's Cash Doll, whether it's Cardi B, whether it's Tiana Taylor, whether it's Remy Ma. Wash, rinse, and repeat. I said that to say this, man. Yes, men have a lot of issues. We do. We are all generalized into the same little fucking number. And when I hear people say shit like, these niggas ain't shit, these niggas is broke, these niggas is dusty, these niggas is gay, womp, womp, womp. I hear all these excuses. That's what I hear. Because most of these people who complain and run their mouths just simply don't measure up. And when I hear this and nigga that, you know what I hear? I hear an old white Klansman with a fucking hood over his head talking about black men. It's to the point that even, this is something that I don't understand at all. Why guys who really care about men being better men, being more competent masculine men, taking care of their businesses, focusing on their purpose, physically, mentally, spiritually, financially, all those things. Why would you be up on a panel letting motherfuckers run their mouths. Other than giving these people an even bigger platform. I told you guys that most of these guys be doing low-key simping, and you don't even see it. Why do I want to hear what a bitch saying about a bitch that's married to a white man sit up and dog walk black men? Why would you even allow these people on your platform? You might as well have them up that bitch with that white fucking sheet on their head and some eye holes in the motherfucker. Now, I may be wrong. And that's just my interpretation of it, but I'm going to be honest with you. It's monkey meat. And that's a part of this whole little conundrum of social media shit, podcast shit, and all this shit. It's about the buck, and I get it. But at some point, no dollar amount is worth me selling my soul. No dollar amount is worth me trading my integrity. Nothing is more important than my manhood. I often say that I'm a man before I'm anything else. I'm a man before I'm a father. I'm a man before whatever my career is. I'm a man before all that shit. And I would die to protect my motherfucking manhood. I'm not gonna get up this bitch and sell men out. Yes, I know brothers have their own issues, man. Yes, that incel shit is real. Yes, there are men out here that do not have productive interactions with women. But I will argue and say that a lot of that shit stems from the fact that they never had examples of true masculinity because they seen Tyrone and Willie Earl and fucking Jesse Lee, all these motherfuckers, revolving door motherfuckers, in and out of their goddamn mama bedroom that didn't give a fuck about them. And wasn't gonna take the time. Yeah, they probably was trying to be cool with you at first until they start pounding on your mama for about 6 months and then they go. Another part of it is that men have been programmed to be tools to enhance women's lives. I gotta get out here and get the bag, man. I gotta put my mama in this. I gotta do this for my mama. Man, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna ask you something. Have any of you guys ever been in a relationship with a woman? And the woman was just unruly, just a renegade ass bitch. Brought no level of femininity or peace to your life. Just take, nag. And you can look on social media and everything that motherfucker might post or something, you got a woman in your family, whether it's your mama, your sister, your niece, your first cousin. Everybody's still up here cheering this bitch on, even though she did some shit to try to destroy you. This is what I would like to call part of that hive mentality, sisterhood shit. That's what I'm serious. They're gonna stick together. They're gonna uphold each other in each and every little bit of fuckery that they got going on. I will say this, yes, 95% niggas is simps. Even on a lower level. I don't care what you say, and it is my belief that free validation is a form of simping. The big booty Instagram model, when you like that picture, you're giving away free validation. You're giving something to somebody that don't even know you exist. You're fueling the whole economy. Yes, that is a form of simping. With that same amount of time that you sitting up here looking at these asses and shit, you could be in the fucking gym, getting yourself in physically imposing shape. There's studies and research that prove that the age of your heart could reverse by 20 years by simply exercising. But you would rather go get the bag to impress some worthless hag. and throw it all away. That's something I wanted to read to you fellas before I get on into my message here. And this was a comment that I ran across. It was one of those bird-brained fucking posts. But a guy left a comment in there and it resonated with me. And I thought I would be so kind to share it with you guys. This guy's name was Gerard. And Gerard says, no one cares. Outside the small circle of friends that's only fortunate men have, no one gives a flying fuck about a man. Cure cancer, prevent a war, save a busload of kids. As a man, you're told that's the least you could have done. Fail to do anything of that caliber as a man and you're told you are worthless and all the world's problems are your fault. Grind away your life and health for 40 or 50 years, keeping the lights on, the water flowing, the houses standing, the trash picked up, and they ask you, do you regret never doing anything with your life? And just maybe, if you live through all of that with enough grace that a few people show up to your funeral to raise a glass and swap stories, then perhaps a few people will miss you when you're gone. But that's a maybe. We're men. No one cares. Most of us know that and carry on anyway because that's what men are made for. We're built to shoulder the thankless world's horse shit and keep moving forward. Unappreciated, unrecognized, and easily discarded. Now, I don't know you, brother. If I ever see you, I don't drink beer, but I'll buy you a case. And I mean that. Salute, my brother. What's happening? What's going on, Jordan? I'm serious. So to go along, to piggyback off that 90 to 95% of men that's out here just giving their life away. Follow me. I know some of y'all may not agree with me, but this is just my numbers. I don't have empirical data on this shit. But it's just for me understanding my place in the world. I often say that you don't know how women really get down. You don't really truly know women until you've been a side piece. That's nothing that I'm proud of. In my younger years, I was a glorified side nigga. I always did a sing sweet nothing when a motherfucker having a problem with their men, but you will never understand the depths of the fuckery that goes on, the sneaky conniving shit that goes on until you've been side nigga. The lies, the deceit, the manipulation, the betrayal. You will never understand it. And most men go on this shit just, not even like the shit don't exist. The vile, disgusting shit that a motherfucker do to another man and come home and kiss you right in the mouth. How was your day, baby? I'm sorry, I'm running late. Still got jizz running out the side of a fucking mouth. I've often said, man, I am not anti-relationship. I am not anti-marriage, anti-state sanctioned marriage. But I often question when someone decides to do it, why? Does the risk outweigh the reward? Because according to what I see, I'll say 47.5% of the modern female are whores. Another 47.5% of women are reformed hoes pretending to be good women. You'll typically find the reform one is the I deserve, or being up in the church, maybe try to clean up the image a little bit, but they're still whores. And this is why you can't really tell them any apart, because birds of a feather flock together. Even the career-driven, educated, man, they is smashing. And a lot of them are fucking motherfuckers that they don't want a relationship with, which I argue and say most of them don't want marriage anyway. They want a ceremony. They don't want the responsibility of no motherfucking marriage. If they could get the benefits of a marriage without actually being married, sign them up. They'll take that shit 100 times over. That's why they'll leave you with nothing. It's just the truth. I even saw where there's one chick supposed to be a preacher was up here talking about her divorce and how she left a man because God told her to do it. Blasphemous. Mind you, they've been married 10 years. She married her husband, she already had a 2-year-old. And she even went as far as to say that God told her to leave the child's father. I tell you, the shit that people say, man, on the internet, and still allowed to speak and have a microphone is preposterous to me. What's happening, Brother Zeke? Who wants to sign up for that deal? I'm curious. You don't have much to gain, but you have everything to lose. You wouldn't say that unless you find a unicorn with a golden horn and blowing stars out the crack of her ass, there's no reason to even entertain marriage. I'm serious. I know a lot of y'all didn't want to hear that. Patrick, I don't know. Maybe so. But I'm just saying, these are the things that you see that people say. Now, when you know how people don't give a fuck about you, they'll say that shit for the world to see, and basically publicly humiliate you. You see more and more clips now, motherfuckers talking about how they cheat. What's the biggest lie they told when they were cheating? All this shit, man. You got motherfuckers that still in a relationship and still go online and run their goddamn mouths for attention, then destroy their relationship because you know what? They don't give a fuck. You know, there's always one of these super simps that have never had much success with women or great interaction with women that they can prey on. Even the fat ones, full of fries, pies, and motherfucking lies. Yes. If you find you a 5%er, I salute you. But the likelihood of that happening, brother, is probably 0 to none. I wanted to talk about the fact that, excuse me, I've heard people say this stupid shit like they normal people, people mostly say that, like women mature faster than men, or women love harder than men. That's up for debate. But I do know that it typically takes a man about a year to find his footing again after a divorce or a breakup, because typically they have the rug snatched out from underneath their feet. There were always warning signs, there were always red flags, but men choose to ignore those things based off the fact that they become emotionally attached. And I've often talked about how, attachment is in fact the root of all suffering. Dudes do a lot of investing. I think that's the biggest part of the problem. Financially, mentally, emotionally, even physically, because they see this, they view this woman as a part of their future plans. And that in turn, it turns around and what it does is makes them a part of your purpose. They are a part of that vision that you have for your life. And for that rug to get snatched out from underneath your feet, it's hard to regain your footing. Yes, overinvesting is a real thing, Patrick. But for women, they have a support system, and there's always probably an inbox full of simps that they may not have any, intentions of dealing with, but they there for attention. It's an ego boost. It's to make them feel good. That's why most motherfuckers say, all right, these niggas ain't shit, these niggas easy. Not a motherfucker of my caliber. I am not easily replaceable. And that comes from the confidence that I have because I put in so much work on myself internally, externally, financially, all that shit. And it's my goal. I can't get everybody to feel like that, but if I can touch a small group of men that can take it seriously, we'll be all right. But yeah, have a support system, even have motherfuckers tell them, leave that nigga. Yeah, one misunderstanding. That's why it is important that you deal with a woman that know how to keep her fucking mouth closed. Running a mouth to a mama, running a mouth to a friend or sister and shit about your motherfucking relationship, the shit is doomed to fail. Every little goddamn thing. I'm not finna argue. Now, I'm not gonna get my blood pressure ran up and fuck around arguing with no goddamn body. That just ain't my damn thing. But at the end of the day, a lot of these motherfuckers in the comment sections of these stupid ass posts, you see them with a fat ass, you ready up there, you jumping right in the inbox. The motherfucker is worthless as a pile of dog shit. Glorifying all these fucking celebrities. Why don't we hear about successful relationships? Why isn't that glorified? Why don't we hear about Ice Cube and his wife? Why don't we hear about Morris Chestnut or Denzel Washington? Hell, even LL Cool J, Lorenz Tate, just to name a few. Been in long, successful marriages. You know why? Because they women keep their fucking mouth closed. I saw LL wife on some podcast talking not long ago, but for the most part, you don't never see the woman. The problem lies when you have these motherfuckers that's celebrities. The wives think they're the star. And that starts at home. You can tell the masculine men, they separate themselves from the pussies. You can tell a pussy when his woman runs her mouth entirely too much. No man finna have no woman that loves to talk, thinks she's the star. Motherfuckers like Larsa Pippen, just fucking the Pippen name up. Why she didn't go back? I seen Gilbert Arenas talk about that. Why you didn't go back to your maiden name? Because if you did, nobody would know who the fuck you are. But when you invest too much or you overinvest, what typically happens, what essentially happens is that you are basically putting your life in someone else's hands. Someone who has belonged to other people. Someone who has given themselves freely to other people. Someone who has been imprinted by other men. You say, well, I love you, baby. I'm gonna marry you. And you go henceforth out into the world and you work your fucking fingers to the bone. 12-hour shifts, 10-hour shifts, 140 hours a week sometimes. For a motherfucker to blow through that shit. Every fucking dime. You give a motherfucker access to your goddamn funds, you are a fucking fool. The biggest consumers on the planet just will buy frivolity. Because to them, they don't see you busting your knuckles and working your back till the bitch about to give out. Barely sleeping and shit. No, they just see free money. And then when it all fails and you shit falling apart, and you be like, after all I done for you, you know what this ungrateful motherfucker gonna look you in the eyes and tell you? I didn't ask you for any of it. Again, I question, I wonder why. Tax write-off to these. You right. Just a fool in this money soon party, and there are a lot of fools in this world. You are absolutely. Let me put that up. You are absolutely fucking correct. But I'm serious, man. I just really would hope that guys understand the world. We have a level of situational awareness. This is not a time to be thinking about any sort of long-term commitment or relationship. Not in this current climate, man. Even motherfucker that's low-key with it, they agree a lot of with the feminist talking points. Any motherfucker you see following 7, some shit like that, people like that, that should be a red flag. Liking every post and shit, that is a red flag. I know one motherfucker, we was cool. She was alright. But she was a low-key feminist. And plus she goddamn once you could wipe off 80% of her beauty with a goddamn baby wipe. Just a ton of goddamn makeup, but she was cool. And probably would have continued to be all right until I went over that motherfucker, and you know I'm covert with my shit. When I looked up there, every fucking post, she was liking that shit, even commenting, talking about niggas. Meanwhile, you can't keep that long hammer Johnson out your mouth. But you thought you was gonna suck me in, literally. Oh, no. I'm old school, not an old fool, bitch. You will not get me. You will invest. You will show your motherfucking worth. You will add value around here. Otherwise, you can look and keep fucking. Recreational use. You know, it's hard for a motherfucker. Motherfucker don't get mad when you ask them that question, which I don't ask the question, but I have my table. Now, if you want to pull up a seat, you're going to bring a couple of dishes to add to this motherfucking feast. Otherwise, I have no use for you. You think you just going to bring some of that old washed up snacks to the table that the other motherfucker done got for the free? No. It has to be something tangible that is going to make my life inherently better. I can tell you everything that I do that's going to make your life amazingly, drastically better. Motherfucker have a problem with that question because they don't. No, that is for the rare few. For the most part, most of them can't give you nothing. That's why a lot of them are intimidated. They brag about, oh, I had of this, I had of that way. Yeah. They have this delusion, this fantasy of a man that they've created in their head. Or they look on social media, but you don't stand a chance with a guy like that. Let me tell you something. A man that's getting to the bad to keep himself together physically and financially, he rarely has the need for a motherfucking relationship. Now you want to compare him to some of these rich white dudes, man. How many of them do you see in shape and taking care of themselves? The ones that do got something going on, a lot of them married. That's why you can look back and say, like, most of the good ones are taken. Most good women ain't up here running their goddamn mouths talking about niggas ain't shit. If a bitch up here running her mouth about niggas ain't shit and men do this and a real man this and a real man that, they are not good women. They trash. Even the ones in the comment section. You have to understand that a lot of these people are truly enemies of masculinity. They spend most of their days wishing for a motherfucker that they'll never have. Salute brother Mookie. Hashtag men first with the $5 sponsorship. Man, I appreciate you, my brother. He said GMB, hashtag men first. Yeah, absolutely. You may ask me, you know, well, what is the solution to these problems? What is the solution to these issues I've told you? Stop focusing on them. Deal with them accordingly. Only deal with motherfuckers that's willing to invest something. Put their cards out there. Lay it on the line. An honest motherfucker. You ain't gonna find no version. You're not gonna find that unicorn with that golden horn either. I'm sorry. That's blowing puffs of pixie dust out of the crack of her ass. You're not gonna find that. I'm just gonna be honest with you. You, if anything, you may end up with one of these reformed motherfuckers that can be honest and transparent about her discretion. Somebody who actually took the time to look in the mirror. And you run across a few, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I've ever had a problem with an issue with a woman being transparent with me, because I'm gonna dig into your soul. I'm gonna know what the hell going on. Fucking with a nigga like me is an amazing experience. So you really don't have no other option than to come correct, because you know you can't pull no bullshit on no man's man. You feel me? I ain't going. I don't deal with every woman that try to interact with me, man. I got an inbox full of motherfuckers. Just like a lot of these women got a bunch of dudes, man. Some of us have a lot of women in our goddamn inbox, in our DM. And that's cool. For the most part, I ignore it. Because I'm not controlled by sex. I'm not controlled by a fat ass. I'm not controlled by a pretty face. Those things are nice, absolutely. Men are visual, absolutely. But I'm at the point in my life where it's about gains. It's not about distractions. You can't give distractions the power over your attention. If you do, you're gonna lose. This is how sometimes you can stunt your own fucking growth. But at the end, man, for you guys who are still here, some key aspects, some key lessons in life that I know personally. And I know that people hate the truth. This is why people go out of their way to censor the truth. This is why when you tell somebody the truth about themselves, they get upset. People can't handle the truth. People rather live in a delusion, in a fantasy world. You can lose your job. You can lose friends, even family members, because you told them the fucking truth. What kind of world is this? We live in the pit of fucking bizarro world. That's what it is. But I want you to understand something, man. Some of the key lessons, like wear your scars. Wear them proudly. I talk about mine. If people could take back the pain that they've caused you, you would lose your strength that you gained from that situation. Some people don't bounce back. And some people that do bounce back, they only bounce midway. They never reach their full potential again because they've invested so much that someone has ripped their fucking soul out of their body. And sit up there and stalk and look at what the person that's gone took away from them. These people doing whatever the hell they want to do with their life. And you still up here holding that hurt. You have to understand, you got to let that shit go. I am a big proprietor of using pain as fuel. That same energy of despair and sadness and regret, you can still harness that shit for something positive. And if you can't do nothing else, grab you a motherfucking dumbbell and curl that bitch. Start there. Start with doing 10 push-ups. 10 is better than 0. If you work on yourself physically, you will undoubtedly regain your strength mentally. For me, the gym is therapy, dude. I don't need to go spend goddamn $300 on those therapy sessions. Yes, I have problems and issues too. But the more confident you become, the more you take having a vision seriously for your life. When you're focused, you don't have as many problems as you once did. You learn something, you gain something from every situation that may have caused you some sort of hurt or harm. Yes, we are men. We're not robots. We're a human. It's okay to feel. It's not okay to act on those feelings. It's hard to find a place where men can congregate amongst each other. That's the strongest trust amongst men. Trust half of these motherfuckers. I don't tell nobody my goddamn problems. Because I'm at a point where I know I don't need anybody to tell me what I need to do. You already know what the truth is. Yeah, you fucked up. Yeah, you shouldn't have trusted that hoe. Yeah, you shouldn't have spent your money right there. You should have did this. You made a mistake. You know how to rectify that shit. And if you don't, then you're a lost cause. Once you realize your value, you will be amazed at the shit that you used to settle for. You understand what I'm saying? Once you realize your worth, once you realize that you are valuable, you're a motherfucking man, and you've been putting in the work, you're confident. You have a vision of where you're going. When you look back on some of the shit that you used to put up with, you scratching your fucking head. And that's the only regret you have. Like, God damn, how could I have been so fucking blind? How could I have been so stupid? And it's okay. Just learn not to make those mistakes again. I've made mistakes. I've been transparent about a lot of my discretions. Things that I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. You know what I'm saying? And I look back and I'm like, man, I can laugh about it. Don't bother me no more. I may never talk to them people again, and that's perfectly fine. Don't come over here running up over trying to hug and be cool with me now after you've seen nigga winning. Because that's one thing about me. I will always win. Scratch, claw, dig. I am going to find a way to live the life that I desire. I'm not going to say I deserve it, but as I desire. In most cases, I live below my means. I stay off the radar. Ain't nobody business. A lot of people also are just stuck in the same place. They're like that hamster on the wheel. And the reason they stuck is because they got people that are anchoring them down in that space. They ain't holding you down, they're holding you back. You can't reach your full potential dealing with a bunch of dead fucking weight. Going up a hill, carrying 1,000 pounds on your fucking back. It's impossible. Drop the dead weight. Stop entertaining bird-ass bitches. Stop dealing with niggas that ain't got a vision for their life and trying to be productive. Drop them all. I don't give a fuck if this your goddamn mama. You can love them, but don't let people use you. Yes, you can be a blessing to others in certain aspects. Yes, but for me to goddamn overexert myself, work myself to death, for somebody that has been on this planet probably twice the amount of time you've been here, that's stupid. Me personally, I don't want shit. You'll notice when rarely do you see a man get all these expensive gifts and shit when their children become athletes. They might get a truck or something. That's for the most, because the most part men just care about their children excelling in life. You could have kept that money, son. You could have put that money somewhere else, man. You know what I'm saying? Invest it somewhere else, man. Keep your money. I'm good. I appreciate it, though. No, motherfucker, let their child run themselves raggedy and broke so they can live out their fucking dreams. Planet stupidity. Yeah, man. And so, for you guys who may still deal with certain aspects, that thing that you hadn't quite got the ball rolling, take one step. When you take one, you'll take two. You take two, you'll take three. Or you know what, you're walking. You're getting somewhere. Yes, motherfucker hadn't betrayed you. They'd have treated you like shit. They discarded you. They moved on with their goddamn life. They thought they... My bad. They thought they buried you. But what they really did was they planted you. And now it's time to grow. Do you feel me? It's like broken glass everywhere. Absolutely. I'm serious. I'm not gonna bring up no clips or none of that shit tonight. Tonight ain't one of those streams. I just wanted to come talk to you brothers and understand. Just, you know, ask yourself why. The time is now. Why entertain foolishness? With the current climate of things, why are you still entertaining? Why are you still up there liking all these whole pictures, man? Appreciate that, brother Zeke, with the $5 sponsorship. Salute to you, my brother. Hashtag men first. Why? Why are you overexerting yourself to prove something to some bitch that ain't even worth your time? Why? You only have a finite amount of time. Why aren't you taking your time more seriously? Why aren't you using your time more wisely? Why are you niggas making content off every goddamn thing a bitch say? If it's not to be a teachable moment, stay out of them bitches' business. Let them hoes talk stupid ass shit over there. They're only proving themselves. They're only showing themselves. I told you guys about these goddamn chameleons, and I'm not gonna be long-winded about this. I'm gonna be real brief here. You niggas let that one motherfucker that Me Too'd a black man come over in that space and fucking just destroy it. Oh, she's agreeing with us. You let motherfuckers over here with tattoos on their titties and you sitting up here $20, $40, $50, $100 them to death. Had one that never showed her goddamn face, got the money and ran off the block. Ran off on the plug. I've seen it. I've been around YouTube since 2016. Remember that. For some of y'all that's new over here, man, I appreciate you for coming, but I ain't new to this shit. I'm just not around a whole lot. Not as much as I used to be. Because I seen where this shit was going, what direction it was going. I seen how guys was getting distracted. They going to work listening to this shit every day. Red pill this, red pill that. Listen, man, it's okay to be, learn something, but it's going to get to a point where you know enough. It's time to get out of that phase. It's time to start growing and excelling, being more solution-based content and things to adhere to. I'm not saying I have all the answers. I don't. But what I do have is a great experience and wisdom. I've been on this earth for 44 fucking years. And I've been somebody the majority of my motherfucking adult life. I've been a leader of men. With a lot of women. Nothing to be proud of, nothing to brag about, but I do have a lot of experience and a lot of different things. I can't give you all the answers, but I can help you. I want you to live a better life. I want men to be stronger men, better men. And at that point, the world becomes your oyster if you are willing to put sink your fucking hands in the shit. and get dirty. Leave everything else alone. Everything that you, every fiber of your being, every fiber of your fucking existence should be used to move forward. Yes, you've been through a lot of shit. We all have. But that's not an excuse. It's time for you to focus entirely on you for a change. It's okay to go and sit down at a nice restaurant by your motherfucking self. You paying all that goddamn rent. It's okay to sit in the house and catch you a movie, have you a drink, whip you up something on the grill, chill, man. It's okay. If you need a little company, man, I'm pretty sure if you're building and working on yourself, you'll have a little motherfucking little thing right there. It may not be a 10, but it might be a little nice little something. Come through that bitch and have a great time, great experience. But the next day is a new day. It's time to goddamn get back on your shit. Can't be on go mode all the time. You gotta find some peace somewhere. You gotta find some relaxation. Once you put in the work, man, everything becomes peaceful. You'll find out, you'll start seeing that people are, your confidence is a shield. And it'll keep the wrong type of motherfuckers away. Your energy will keep the wrong type of motherfuckers out of your fucking circle. Shout out to my brother MPI, man. Y'all go subscribe. Y'all go follow MPI. He over there on Instagram, man. What you say? Hold on, let me pull that back up. Oh shit. No, man, say it ain't so, man. Don't tell me that, bro. He said, I'm about to start pandering. Be on the lookout for a man supporting women. I can't make money off the support of men. Hey, man. Brothers don't really support brothers like that, man. You got to tell them, hey, man, support this. Hey, man, hit the cash app. Hey, man, hit the super chat, this and that. You have to, and they might throw a couple ducats your way, a couple shillings. But as soon as they see some titties over there talking like this, shit. You see more goddamn super chats than you see regular chats. I've seen it. There ain't no knock on them. It only proves what I'm saying, man. You giving away your hard-earned coins to somebody who don't give a fuck about you. Don't care about the plights of men because they ain't a man. The only man that understands what men go through every day is another goddamn man, dog. The grind, the grueling task, the daunting task of improving yourself while simultaneously trying to make life easier for other people. And you don't have to do that. Trim the fat. Put yourself in a position where you gonna win. Fuck what they got going on. You right about that shit though, MPA. I think I may have mentioned it before, but I will, with the help of Alfie Kingdom, shout out to Alfie, I'm gonna start, working on my first book, and it's called Out of the Darkness. And, basically I'm gonna talk about some of my life experiences and the experiences that I've witnessed other people go through when it comes to trying to create and build yourself, create the life that you desire, the life that you envision for yourself. And yes, it will touch on some things that, yes, I went through personally. Yes, I will forgive me for I have something. I have. I put up with shit that I would never put up with today. But when you know better, you do better. It comes a time where you gotta kind of goddamn, and hopefully it reaches someone, it reaches guys and help them, become better men themselves. Not saying that you guys aren't great. I'm not saying that, but some of y'all do have work to do. If you're not where you want to be, you have work to do. If you're struggling to get by, you got some fucking work to do. If you bringing in $1,000 a week and you go blow off half of it on a goddamn dinner date, my guy, You have some fucking work to do. Lavish spending, overexerting yourself, buying motherfuckers gifts and shit like that. Get you a woman that is excited about pots and pans. Yeah. Dishes. Motherfucker that go shopping Ross, Target, or Walmart. Low maintenance. Break a nail and don't even worry about it. I get them done when it. Are we going somewhere? No, we ain't going nowhere, baby. I ain't worried about it. Get excited about going to get some groceries. They do exist. Oh shit, we got a sponsor. We have a sponsor for tonight's entertainment. Let me get to you. Shout out to the brother Stalin B with the 50 spot. It's been a while since I've seen somebody donate $50. Man, I appreciate you, my brother. He said, thanks for the message. Nah, man, I appreciate you. Make sure we get you, for the night sponsor, man, for sure. We're gonna have to go ahead and anoint you. Brother Golden Child, D. Flynn, man, y'all welcome Brother Stalin to the Wrenchman. You have the power to remove some of the goofy shit. And I appreciate you. I really do. Many of you guys know that, I'm not on as much as I used to be. I don't even make pre-recorded content as much as I used to, but I will. Won't be as much as I used to, like every other day, but once or twice a week, I think I can drop some pre-recorded content, I know some people was talking shit like, goddamn, man, you dancing and shit. Well, I wasn't really dancing. I was playing fucking with the guitar on TikTok. They're like, is that you, GLB? Yes, motherfucker. I do have a personality. I'm not a robot. I'm one of the most shit-talkingest motherfuckers you will ever meet in your life in person. I'm a ball of energy. I enjoy having a good time. I enjoy talking my shit. I just don't like being around a whole bunch of people. There could be 10 motherfuckers in a conversation that I know personally, and we cool. One motherfucker walk up that I don't know, man, I'm holler at y'all. Which I can't really count 10 motherfuckers that I hang around. All the people that's in my circle, all the men that are in my circle, they pretty much live in other cities, or they working, or they got their own shit going on. So we don't really hang out that much. Most of the time you see me, man, I'm a lone wolf, man. And I like it that way. I love it that way. I don't like hanging around a bunch of niggas all the time, man. That ain't my move. That ain't my swag. Now I'm normally solo dolo, or might see something real nice, on my own somewhere, having a good time. I ran into a brother not long ago. What's happening, Golden Child? I ran into a brother last weekend. Came up to me, man. Hey, man, I know you from YouTube, this and that, man. He looking, gave it a little nod or whatever, said a little bad look, something right there, walking with me, for sure. But this is how I move. Everything is smooth. Life gets greater, man. It does. It may take a while, man. I moved to Houston, Texas, almost 4 years ago. I've spent all my life in Alabama, dog. You know what I'm talking about? I'm a Bama boy. I always be a Bama boy. But it comes time for a change, man. And most people fear change. I embrace it. I looked at this as a challenge, a way to challenge myself. Get away from around all the people that I know, because I'm a fairly popular person. A lot of people know me. I needed to get somewhere where I can actually be in seclusion. Yes, I had a few friends out here. You know what I'm saying? But they making their own moves. It was a lot of lonely times. I ain't gonna say lonely, but I was alone most of the time. In my own thoughts, trying to recoup and repair everything that I thought that I had lost when I left Alabama. But guess what? When you put in the work, you get back double. Sometimes you gotta take 2 steps back to make 10 forward. And it's okay. I've had to start over multiple times in my life, dog. And it's okay. Each time I came back better. I came back stronger, more vigilant in going after what I feel like I desire. I know I desire the things that I know I deserve. And it ain't by happenstance. Yes, I'm not the preacher type, super religious, but I know God was with me. I worked hard, dog. There was a lot of sacrifices. Some of you guys have been rocking with me know I got down to 180 fucking pounds from stress. I'm not gonna show that picture no more. Okay, we got another super chat. Brother Stalin again with a 50 spot. Man, y'all, man, you are tonight's sponsor for motherfucking show. He said, you deserve it, bro. Your messages are helping to change the lives of men. I appreciate that. And that's what I'm here for, man. I mean that. I know the reason I'm so passionate about, guys cultivating the life that they deserve, because I've been in the pits of despair. Like I just said, man, I dropped down to 180 pounds, dude. Stress. At one point in time, I had over $300,000 liquid cash. When I moved to Houston, Texas, I had $8,000. Now, mind you, I've been at that point, I had been in my career for over 20 years. Everything that I worked for, everything that I had was just flushed down the goddamn drain, man. I mean, it happened over time. I can't say it was one incident, but if you have $2,000 in the bank, every time you spend something, you look at it and it's chipping away. Even if you got money, you look at it and it's chipping away. When you have people that's feeding off of you, you pouring out, you emptying your fucking cup and you filling up somebody else's. They getting full off your water, and when you ain't got no more water, they going on giving somebody else the goddamn water that you helped fill their cup up with. Now you drink. You dehydrated. You ain't got nothing left to give. You give so much, invest so much of yourself that you ain't got nothing left to give yourself. That is foolish. And I go a step further, that is a poor excuse. Now you listen to some of these motherfuckers on these podcasts and social media, that's what men are supposed to do, a real man. That ain't no real man, that's a real dummy. Nigga, don't you ever invest more than what you willing to lose. Because you look up and you'll be lost it all. One divorce. I've seen it. I've witnessed it. I've broken a man till he was never able to recover. Became a shell of what he was. They took everything, including his fucking soul. A fucking drunk. I know one person that drank himself to death. One of them 20-year-long relationships. Got her to the point where she got her degree. She left him within months. One of them pay for everything. Pay for everything. When she get her degree, we'll be okay. Okay. I could go on about these fucking stories, man. I mean, but yeah. Me personally, dog, I've been down that road. And I probably would rather leave here and go on to the upper room before I ever put myself in a situation remotely like that ever. Even the shit that I've endured, I would never wish that shit on your worst enemy. The notion of motherfucker that you've invested everything into, want to see them win, trying to elevate their motherfucking life, for them to just discard you like you're a piece of garbage. I feel your pain, but trust me, it gets greater later. Most of y'all, some of y'all, I ain't gonna say nobody here listening tonight, but there's a lot of men out this bitch grieving over a motherfucker that'll never do better than them. They will go out of their way to try to prove a point, but you always realize who the problem is in the end. Normally after some situation, a failed marriage or a breakup and shit, you a piece of shit. Everything is your fault. It was even if they cheated. Well, why did she cheat? What did you do to make her cheat? All that stupid, goofy ass shit. Why would you even subject yourself to even dealing with that shit? But if you do, just by having the chance to take it on the chin. Embrace it. Accept it. Use that shit as the fire that is gonna blaze a fucking trail to success and winning in life. Success don't necessarily mean you're gonna become a multi-millionaire, but if you're living well, smelling good, looking good, you're confident, you got a little mojo, a little extra, little fucking pep in your shit, man, that shit is priceless. Cause a motherfucker know they can't tell you nothing. They can't really even step to you no kind of way on no humbug, to be honest. Straight up. Say, who hurt you? Somebody, when we had somebody pop up in here talking some shit. Yeah, man. Elevate yourselves, gentlemen. And before you go to jumping in a relationship or even considering a relationship, ask yourself, why am I doing this? If I'm not where I want to be, what am I going to gain from taking this person under my protection? You know what I'm saying? Ask yourself that. What's some in-house snatch? Maybe somebody throw in something on the bills or something. You need to put yourself in a position where what a motherfucker come with is what they leave with. Have your own shit already. I never, even if I did decide to get married or some shit like that, or have a committed relationship, my shit, I already got my shit. Now I'm gonna build a house. I'm gonna build a crib in the near future, guys, but because I don't want to live in a neighborhood. I don't want to live in the suburbs no more. I kind of want to be off to myself a little bit. But there would never be a motherfucker on my bank accounts or my mortgage. Even if I do get a mortgage. You got all these people talking about I own this, I own that. You don't own shit. The bank own that motherfucker. Miss that mortgage payments. You'll find out how quick you own anything. You don't own shit. I own this, I own that. You don't own a motherfucking thing. And then the crazy thing about it, if you're done paying it off for the next 30 fucking years, if you don't pay the taxes on it, they're gonna take it that way too. You don't own shit. I give it to you. If you pay that motherfucker off, yeah, you can say, yeah, I own that motherfucker. Got the deeds in the hand, it's mine. Yeah. As long as you got a mortgage, shut the fuck up about it. I own this, I own it. You don't own a fucking thing. Shut the fuck up. Exactly, Skank. You don't own shit. Shut the fuck up. But yeah, man. Tonight has been good, man. Been kind of chill, man. I want y'all to know the music that y'all be hearing in the background. That is from my late homie Spriggs. Y'all that been subscribed to me for quite some time, y'all know that one of my best friends passed away. April has been 3 years now. And he was a DJ, made beats and stuff, man. And I always figured it's a way that I honor his memory by having one of his old tracks playing in the background. The rest of them kind of loud, with a lot of snaps and beat to them. So I just play like laid back shit because it kind of goes with the whole aesthetics. You feel me? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, man. I really enjoyed you guys, man. I really appreciate the sponsorships tonight too, man. I think we did pretty good tonight, man. You know what I'm saying? Thanks to the big homie, Stalin. I'm talking about. You do it live or you go somewhere, man. I'm gonna come bless you as well, man. You know. For you guys that want to hear some more of my goddamn rambling, which I ain't gonna be talking like this, I'm gonna go over here on TikTok for probably about 30 minutes. Play a little music, talk a little shit. You know what I'm talking about? You know, those are the things that I enjoy doing, and that's gonna be about it, man. You know, I wasn't gonna take up too much of you guys' time tonight, to be honest, because I really I normally try to keep these streams to an hour, man, an hour and a half, man, because you know I got work to do. Got a lot of shit I have to do too. So. Anyhow, appreciate you guys tuning in. I will be back tomorrow, actually. Well, I will be covering. I'm not gonna be, you know, talking about some of the stuff that I talked about tonight, man. But I am at the behest of a buddy of mine. I am going to talk about cheating stories. And so y'all can understand that, you know, they cheat just as much as we do, if not more. And so we have some stories, actual stories, that I will be pulling from Reddit, that I will be reading to you guys. You know, probably do, I mean, some of them can drag on a little bit, but I'll give you another hour of time tomorrow, man, where y'all can see that and we can kind of break it down and see, you know, what a lot of brothers be going through. So I think that'll be good for business. I think we'll enjoy that. What the hell? But anyway, fellas, I'm gonna get on up out of here. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Y'all come check me out on TikTok for a little minute, man. I come over there and play some music and talk some shit. I really appreciate y'all for rocking with me tonight, man. This has been a good stream. Continue to take care of yourself mentally, spiritually, physically, and financially. And always remember, theatricality and deception are powerful agents to the uninitiated. But we are the initiated. We are men first. Appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good night.